Speaking of there you go, let's go to number 28.
All right.
When we dream, we don't dream alone. Every dream becomes a home. Number 28, top 40 classic. Dream fearlessly. Number 28, top 40 classic.
All right, Elite Media.
And you guys always kill it with the soundtrack.
You know,
Anybody doubted your history in radio?
Well, listen, fair, like the full disclosure is I use Suno, and it's like there's scratch tracks. When we get to that glorious day when we can afford it, we will absolutely be hiring musicians, making a full album, like doing the thing. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. The Dream Fearlessly series for American Family Insurance from Elite Media in partnerships and branded content. Before we talk about it, let's take a look at a little sizzle.
Insurance is no laughing matter, especially right now, even if our competitors treat it that way. As a challenger brand with a budget that's a fraction of the biggest players, American Family Insurance needed to go beyond superficial messaging in the category. We'd double down on our commitment to dreams. We'd connect more deeply and emotionally. We brought this to life by creating a dramatic branded content series called Dream Fearlessly that reflected a powerfully emotional insight. We don't just dream for ourselves, we dream for everyone who comes next. Shot in a rich cinematic style that feels naturalistic and deeply intimate, our compelling 5-part series centered on a shared narrative about the bonds between generations and the legacies that are worth protecting. As our interconnected story unfolds, we meet a father and coach quietly passing his dream to the next generation. His daughter navigating the delicate balance between family and her dream job. Her children beginning to imagine a future filled with possibilities. The coach's son, now a new parent, protecting his son while watching those first dreams take shape. And finally, bringing all these stories together through a wider cultural lens of futures unfolding. Launched to coincide with the holiday season and family viewing, we introduced our series in the same way major movies and prestige TV do, by releasing compelling trailers. These drove viewers to a custom hub on Amazon Fire and YouTube, where audiences could experience our vivid portrait of how dreams and legacies are carried forward and reshaped and protected over time.
Sharp. Kyle, over to you.
Yeah, that said a lot that I don't, so I don't need to repeat it, but I do need to add that the series cleared 400 million impressions, ad recall lifted across TikTok and Meta, and a mid-sized carrier broke into the entertainment space normally reserved for the giants, placing at number 28, Dream Fearlessly series from Elite Media.
Say that 10 times fast.
Let's try that again. Placing at number 28, Dream Fearlessly series from Elite Media. Got it to you.
And there's my can buddy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
You know?
I mean, you know what? I'm just waiting for my hat. I may just go to customs.
Yo, listen, don't even get me started. So there's this
thing where people down to customs, we can get it out of there.
No. So here's what happens. Sometimes I'll see an artist and I'll be like, oh, they're playing in Indianapolis. And then I'll send tickets over to, we'll send our tickets over to, to the agency in Indianapolis or Toronto. And Kyle always gives me grief. He's like, look at you giving tickets to a band you're one of your favorite bands you're never going to see. So, so I have this.
You're of the people, man. You just
I'm of the people, but I have a penchant for losing things. So there you go.
Yeah.
So a lot to unpack here. And what I thought really stood out in the Case film was, and so this will go into the strategy as well. You put the elephant in the room and listen, again, full disclosure, I worked for the Martin Agency. I know, I saw Geico firsthand. And I'm really interested to see and learn strategically how you went at it against those that are looking for a chuckle.
I mean, we've always, right? The brand has always existed for the past over almost 15 years has always been about dreams and elevating the category, right?
Right.
Like they could go for big laughs. I think we go for big feels because, and especially now, and I think that's why this was such a unique opportunity at this moment for this series. It's not that funny, right? Like insurance and the way that people engage with it and that flippant transactional nature that felt very natural maybe 5-10 years ago now just feels like you're completely missing what people really need from their insurance and from their insurance company. So doubling down on dreams and making sure that the focus of kind of elevating the entire category and specifically this brand to be about more than that, I think just kind of speaks to what has to happen at this time, right? Like the transformation for consumers in this moment, they kind of need to feel that. They need to have trust in this category in a way that maybe they didn't need it before because it's no longer if you need insurance, it's when.
Yeah. And well, and since this is in the partnerships, talk about the partnerships that help bring this 5-part series to life. How did it get made? Go behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah, so we a lot of the conversation was around what we talked about, right? Like in this moment, what do consumers need? How do we punch above our weight? How do we fight the brands like the Geicos and the State Farms who insert themselves in culture in a very specific way, right? In a very deliberate, strategically intentional way, no shade. How are we going to do it in our way as American Family Insurance? I think that was around thinking about dreams and the importance of legacy and family and leaning into that. So that then helped in both the creation of the series as kind of the 5-part content and that family storytelling that was really linked in one family, and then kind of setting up how that crosses different types of families and generations, but then looking at the key engagement moments in that time and around the holidays viewing. Like how many times are you sitting around as a multi-generational family watching content or watching a movie? And so that's really where those partnerships then came to life with Amazon, with Peacock, being in those like holiday hub platforms, then being able to use social as that mechanism for a teaser or a trailer. So you felt like interested in it. You knew, ideally you saw it and you didn't think you were going in to watch an ad. And it was really about that shift from ad delivery to content engagement, and that kind of the media plan delivering on that, the partners and our partners with our media agency kind of like bringing that entire strategy to life. And sometimes it's not one partner, right? Like sometimes it's not just like you go deep in, and that's, I think, what really helped here, because we had it spread out. We had Amazon, we had Peacock, we had YouTube, and then we had all of the social platforms to bring it to life so that you found people where they would naturally be instead of forcing them to engage with you in an authentic way.
Lots of moving parts. And then also noted in the case film is the difference in budget. So talk about the scrappiness component of it.
I mean, I think the scrappiness comes finding a great storyline that then, and part of it was just naturally how the story wanted to unfold. It wanted to unfold as a single family. So how do you tell that full story and then slice it up, right? And then how do you think about the lengths of the units and using and creating your paid units to be super tight and smart and just having a few of them so that you were getting that repetition, that frequency, that immediacy to go and watch it somewhere else. I think that balance really helped, because you have giant filmic cinematic storytelling where you're creating this, mini series that really feels like small short films.
Right.
And then balancing that with how do you use media in a smart way so that you're playing with what the media and the creative budgets look like, right? And shifting that balance a little bit to show up in a different way so that it doesn't feel like the same old ad campaign that you're like, insert brand here.
Insert brand here. What's feedback? Qual,
Yeah, I mean,
That-
obviously we've gotten some great feedback in terms of viewership, impressions,
Sure.
like completion rates in and of themselves, right? Like just the fact that you can break through enough in these highly
Oh,
environments to have
Yeah.
people sit
Got it.
through a 2.5-minute film. So I think we have great kind of quantitative data there from our partners. I think anecdotally, internally within the agency, within the clients, within partners, it is a different kind of feeling when people watch it, and no matter how many times they watch it, they well up a little bit, or it reminds them of somebody or something, or it takes them back to their own families and their own memories and their own dream passed down. And I think that's like the deeper long tail connection that this kind of work does. Like it'll sit with somebody for longer than you think it will, and it will create a visceral emotional reaction. Good one. That's a
Right.
visceral
More-
emotional reaction. That way probably isn't great, but for this one, I think that's where we're getting a lot of the great qualitative, right? The verbatims that we get from people where they can.
I love a good verbatim.
Good verbatim goes a long way.
Good verbatim.
I love a good verbatim. Ah, well, listen, great stuff. I'll see you over in France soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
We'll commiserate, but congratulations, always exceptional work, and thanks for supporting the mission.
Of course. Thank you
All right,
guys.
see you soon.